Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to go over the most frequently asked questions I've received over the years in regards to all of my surgeries that I've had. By no means an expert in any of the topics I'm going to talk about today. This is just my personal opinions and my experience with what happened with me, my body, and my journey. So if you don't take this information and you don't find it to be useful, that's no problem. You're not going to hurt my feelings. You can just, go ahead and go to the next person's page. But I truly hope that this video will help somebody with their journey. So the questions are not in any particular order. So I'm just going to kind of answer them the way that I've gotten them and the way that I've written them down. But I am going to start off the very first question being, what did I have? So I've had 2 surgeries so far. The very first surgery I had was the vertical sleeve gastrectomy, or VSG. And the second surgery that I've had is the paniculectomy. What are those? So the vertical sleeve gastrectomy is basically where they go inside your stomach with microscope camera and forceps, or I don't really know what the terminology is, but it's like a little goes inside and it basically cuts and cauterizes your stomach at the same time. So it basically makes your stomach the size of like a little banana, and therefore you're not able to eat as much as you were before, and it controls your appetite. That's the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. And then the paniculectomy is a skin removal surgery. So a lot of the times people get the paniculectomy mixed up with like a tummy tuck or, some other type of surgery. They are not the same. Paniculectomy only removes the skin, which, the hanging skin below your belly button, or what's medically known as the pannus. So the next question that I get all the time, and this has to be like my most asked question of all time: where is my belly button? So I had my paniculectomy done, and typical paniculectomy by the medical book is basically, like I said before, they go in, they take off the excess skin hanging below your belly button or the pannus. My doctor asked me if I wanted to have more skin taken off to get a better result, and in that process of doing that, he would have to remove my belly button. So I wanted to have more skin taken off, so he went above the belly button, took off more skin. I didn't have a belly button. Why did I not get a belly button? Because it's considered cosmetic surgery. You're not allowed to have cosmetic surgery if you're going to have this process done and paid through your insurance, which I did. So I don't have a belly button because I chose to get more skin taken off. I chose to get more skin taken off because I wanted a better result. I can't get a belly button because it's cosmetic surgery, and my insurance does not do cosmetic surgery procedures. So that's why I don't have a belly button. What was my stats? So I had my vertical sleeve gastrectomy, which was my very first surgery, on November 2nd, 2015. At the time of my surgery, or actually the highest weight that I had when I was researching my surgery was 263 pounds. The day of surgery, I was 245 pounds. And the smallest weight I've ever seen since having surgery is 155 pounds. I've maintained 169. So I've been at 169 pounds since, let's say, mid 2016, yeah. Something like that. I'm 5'5", just to throw that out there because I get that question a lot as well. So I'm 5'5", I'm 30 years old. I just turned 30 on May 10th. How have you maintained your weight? So I maintain my weight by doing all the things that they tell you to do when you have the surgery, making sure I'm eating clean, at least in the beginning. Making sure I'm eating clean, staying active, trying to work out, trying to avoid, a lot of fast foods, sodas, stuff like that. So that's really how I maintain my weight most of the time throughout the years. Recently, I haven't so much been eating clean with the, COVID-19 stuff. I've been ordering a lot of food. So I haven't eaten so much clean now, but majority of my process, I followed what the doctor told me to do. I drank a lot of water, or at least tried to drink a lot of water, try to eat well, try to do some exercising, muscle, building muscle and stuff like that. That's how I maintained my weight. Did it hurt? So the VSG hurt more than the paniculectomy. The VSG, and there are two different types of pain. So VSG pain is like a gas pain. So when you get your VSG, they expand your stomach with a bunch of gas and fluids, right? Well, gas in order to get to your stomach and stuff like that, and you get swelling and fluid. So my pain was gas pain. It was really sharp pain that you really couldn't get rid of. It was hard to get rid of it. The only way you could get rid of it is by walking, and of course you don't want to walk because you're in so much pain. That lasted probably about a week, and then it got better. The paniculectomy pain, of course, is different because you are getting your stomach cut open. So you have, the pain from the incision. That pain lasted probably 2 days. And then I was able to move around. I still wasn't like perfect. I was hurting still, but not like I couldn't move. I was still able to walk around and move, stuff like that. How to get insurance to cover your surgery. So I'm not going to go in depth with this question because I do have a video on this question specifically. I made a whole entire video about it, which I will link right here for you if you haven't seen it. And I'll also link it in the comments below, so you can get a full in-depth, explanation of how to get insurance to cover your surgery. But quickly, there's certain requirements you have to have in order to get insurance to cover your surgery. It has to be medically necessary. You have to prove it's medically necessary, and you have to document. That's all I'm going to say about that. You can watch my video to find out more. I go in depth with everything on that video. How long is the recovery? So my VSG recovery, I feel like, as far as to get over the pain and to start to feel normal again, probably 3 months to get to start to feel a little bit normal. But the process itself is a lifetime process. You're not going to, it takes a while to get to a point where you start to get to that space where you're maintaining weight. I feel like you start to maintain weight maybe at a year. At a year, I feel like you're safe to think, okay, this is about the weight I'm going to lose. I'm going to maintain my weight. So paniculectomy, I felt like I started to feel more like myself and could sit up all the way and didn't have to hunch over. Probably 2 weeks after my surgery, I feel like I might have gotten a better sense of how I was feeling and was able to do a little bit more fully. So what size am I now? I started off clothes-wise in a size 18, at my heaviest, and I got down, sorry if you hear my son in the background, I got down to a size 6 as my smallest. Right now, I'm more of a size 10, can get in some size 8s. Do I regret it? No, I don't regret anything. I don't regret any decision I've ever made in my entire life. I feel like everything you do is a learning experience, whether it be good or bad outcome, it's a learning experience. With that being said, I feel like these were the best decisions I could make for myself. I just wasn't happy completely with myself. I love myself, but I wasn't completely happy with myself. So no, I don't regret it at all. Would I do it again? Yeah, in a heartbeat, I would do it again. I don't care how much pain I was in with the VSG. I would definitely do it again. Like I said, it has changed my life completely. It's given me so much confidence. It's given me the ability to be able to play with my kids and to run around and to work out and just to do things that I couldn't do before because I was so unhealthy. So I would definitely do it again. Did sex change? Yeah, sex has changed since having surgery, both surgeries. For me, it's been more pleasurable because obviously I don't have all that weight. So I don't feel like I get as tired quickly as I did in the past because I was heavier. And then also I feel more secure. I was very insecure. Even with my husband, we've been married going on 12 years. On June 18th will be 12 years. So we've been married and together for forever. And I was still insecure with him just because I was insecure with myself. I did not like the way that my body looked. There are certain parts about it. I just was very, sheltered about. So after having the surgery, I was confident and don't care, flaunt my stuff, and was happy. So yeah, sex is so much better. Would you have more surgery? Yes. And I don't care what people think. So let me say that right now for those who are going to say something and be like, oh, you don't need it or you shouldn't do it. You're addicted. I don't care what no one thinks. I do what I feel like is best for me. I've always done what I feel like is best for me. There's been people in the past who say, oh, you shouldn't have it. You don't need this. You don't need that. For most part, everybody that I've told or knew about my surgery was very, very supportive. There were a couple people who thought you didn't need it. Why are you getting it? It's dangerous, whatever. I do what I want. I do what I want for me. I do what I feel is best for me. I do what I feel like is going to make me feel better and give me the life that I want to live. You only have one life, and I want to live mine to the fullest, the way that I want to live it. With that being said, yes, I would have surgery again, and this is the first time I'm ever saying this. Nobody else knows this except for a couple people in my family, like my husband and my cousin and like my sister. That's it. Nobody else knows what I'm about to tell you. But I am having a BBL done in about 26 days. On June 23rd, I'll be flying out for my BBL Lipo 360 Jplasma surgery. I'm not going to go deep into this topic because I'm gonna make a whole other video about that and do a whole journey about that and stuff for y'all later on that process. But yes, I would have surgery again. And another question was, at least, you know, my husband asked me this question. Okay, so once you get that done, do you plan to have any other surgery? The only other surgery I would want is a breast lift or augmentation. I don't really care about having bigger breasts. I don't want bigger breasts. I had big breasts all my life when I was big. I don't care about having big breasts. I just don't want saggy breasts. And women who had children, especially having, you know, multiples, you know what I'm talking about. And then having children on top of having weight loss surgery, you extremely know what I'm talking about and how them things look. And we're not going to go into it, but we all know it's just not cute. So yes, I would definitely have a breast lift. Why don't you work out? I did work out. So for those who be like, oh, you need to work out, you should do it. I did work out. I worked out hard as hell, tried to diet. I tried to do all of that before I went this route. I did that for years before I went this route. So I did try to work out. It didn't work. It was hard to maintain. It wasn't necessarily working out. It was the portion control. I love food. It was hard for me to control food. I can control my portions now because my stomach is smaller. Even after all these years, I don't eat nearly as much as I used to. So I tried to work out, and I definitely worked out during the process. What pain was worse in each surgery? So the pain in the VSG, as I mentioned before, was worse than a paniculectomy. Paniculectomy was easy. How much did it cost? So my insurance paid for both of my surgeries, VSG and paniculectomy. So I don't know exactly how much it cost, but I think it was around $10,000. I can't remember. I tried to find my bill, but I couldn't remember what it was. How did pregnancy affect your results? So I got pregnant in 2018. I had my son April of 2019. Pregnancy didn't really make a big difference on how my stomach looked. My stomach maintained the tightness after my paniculectomy on the bottom. The top of my stomach was never really tight because, like I said, I had previous pregnancies and they didn't do a full, like, it wasn't like a tummy tuck, so they didn't completely tighten everything and make it completely snatched. So that was loose already. So I feel like pregnancy didn't really change much of anything. My stomach now is a little flabby, I don't know how you want to call it, but I feel like the Lipo 360 is going to fix that. But it's still tight at the bottom. When I stand up, it's still tight. So I don't feel like pregnancy caused any issues with me. And if this is going to be your first child and you're thinking about having a child after this type of surgery, I feel like you'll be completely fine. I've had 3 children and I feel like my stomach is fine. How did surgery affect your pregnancy? So reverse the question. Surgery didn't really affect my pregnancy at all. Thankfully, I was able to get nutrition in that I needed. I was worried that I wasn't going to get enough for the baby, but I was perfectly fine. The baby was perfectly fine. I was able to get food in, water, all that, everything that I needed for my baby. Everything was fine. What exercises did you do? So in the beginning, I did a lot of cardio because obviously you're focused on losing the weight. I'm so sorry. My 1-year-old is screaming at my husband. I'm so sorry. So if y'all hear in the background, there's nothing I can do about that. You know, I'm a mom. But in the beginning, I did cardio to maintain, I meant to start losing the weight, because, you know, you want to try to get the weight off as fast as you can. You want to make sure that it's going to go, and let me tell you, like, the weight comes off easily. Like, that's no issue at all. But I started doing cardio and only cardio. Then once I started getting the weight loss off, I was like, okay, well, let me start doing some lifting. So I did, and when I did the cardio, I did treadmill. I did a lot on the treadmill and ellipticals. And then after that, I started building muscle, and I would do like lifting weights, some of the like automatic bench workouts, like the back presses and all the little, I don't know all the technicals, but, you know, lifting weights. I focused on my arms and my stomach is really what I focused on. How did you avoid loose skin? You can't. You're having weight loss surgery. There is no avoiding loose skin. And I'm sorry to say that. There is no avoiding loose skin. I didn't have crazy amounts of loose skin. I think that's just part of my DNA, and making sure I lost as much weight as I could and before having the surgery. And the fact that I didn't like lose too much too fast. Like, I lost a lot quickly, I'm not gonna lie, like, it did happen fast, but some people lost a lot of weight faster than I did. And I feel like when you do that, and sometimes you can't even help it, it just happens because of the surgery, you get loose skin quicker. Who did your surgery? So my VSG was done by Dr. Cantor. My insurance is Kaiser Permanente. I get that question all the time. My insurance is Kaiser Permanente. I live in Virginia. Each Kaiser Permanente, their benefits of what they cover are a little different depending on what region you're in. But Dr. Cantor did my VSG, and Dr. Rhim did my paniculectomy. One I got done in Maryland at the Holy Cross Hospital, and then my paniculectomy I got done at Tyson's Corner Medical Office Building. What insurance covers VSG and the paniculectomy? So this, I would say, just go ahead and ask your insurance company. Most insurances do cover this. This is starting to be more popular, medically necessary procedures. So a lot of insurances are covering it. My very first step and recommendation to anybody thinking about doing either one of these surgeries is to call whatever insurance company you either have or thinking about looking into, or you're shopping around. Call them and ask them, do they cover it, and what they require, what they require in order for you to have it, because each company has their own recommendations and requirements in order to get this procedure. So that's my recommendations. And if you want to know exactly what Kaiser recommended and the program that I had to go through for Kaiser, I have videos on that, and I will link that video here and in the comments below, so you can get more details on that. What if I just started with my insurance? It doesn't matter if you just started with your insurance. If you have documentation of the history, just make sure that you give that to your new insurance. If you don't, make sure you're starting to document. It didn't take long for me to get the surgery once I requested it from my PCP. Do you have to have weight loss surgery for insurance to cover your paniculectomy? No. Paniculectomy is used for loose skin. So if you've lost weight on your own and you have loose skin because of that, you should qualify for the paniculectomy as long as you meet the other requirements that come along with it. You can't just have loose skin and that be the end of it. You got to have comorbidities or reasons why you need the surgery, like rashes and immobility and stuff like that. And again, I have all that information in my how to get insurance to cover your surgery video, which I said I've already linked for you. So if you want more information on that, go ahead and check that video out. If you like this video so far, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it. And if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Let's go ahead and finish these questions though. Who's your insurance? Kaiser Permanente, I already said that. If you have a hernia, will they repair it during surgery? Yes, at least for Kaiser Permanente. If you had a hernia, they would have repaired it during surgery. How long does surgery last? It's gonna last as long as you do what you're supposed to. It's not like a magical surgery. Like, you have to have work, especially for the VSG, you have to put the work in order to maintain the results. It's not just going to happen just because you want it to happen. You actually got to work for it and follow your doctor's directions. Follow your doctor's directions. I'm not going to say that. I can't say that and make it any more clear than that. You have to follow your doctor's directions. They're telling you stuff for a reason. I know people who didn't follow the doctor's directions and they gained their weight, or it didn't come out right, or they were having dumping syndrome and all of that. And I have all that information again in my other videos about my Kaiser Permanente experience and on my journey, so you can follow that and go check that one out. But surgery is going to last as long as you want it to. As long as you're doing what you need to do for it to last, it will last. Does it make a difference in how you look? Of course it makes a difference in how you look. Like, this is a major surgery. You're not just having something small. Like, you're having vertical sleeve gastrectomy, any type of bariatric surgery. You are taking something, and you're doing something to your stomach to make it where it controls the portions that you eat, to lose a lot of weight at one time. So yes, it's going to change how you look. Some for the good, some for the bad. I'm not going to lie. There are some negative parts to weight loss surgery. Some people get it worse than others, like the loose skin. Like, that's part of it, and you know that's part of it. But as long as you're doing what you need to do, you know, you'll enjoy what you're having. And to me, I feel like regardless of the loose skin, the saggy boobs, it's completely worth it. And if you want to know how I look, and people always ask me, can you send me pictures and all of that? I have Instagram. My Instagram has every single picture of my entire journey, from the beginning to the end, to how I look now and all that. Like, it's all there. And I will put that in the comments for you to go follow if you haven't already followed my Instagram. But you'll get all the information and pictures that you want there. What pain meds do they give you? Every doctor's different. Every doctor has their own preference. For my surgeries, it was either Dilaudid or Percocet, and Percocet made me itch, so I asked for the Dilaudid. But like I said, every doctor is different, and you just have to have that conversation with your physician on what it is you want. Control, I guess is what I'm trying to say. How can I find a good doctor? Well, if you have insurance, they should, depending on what type of insurance you have, some insurances provide you your doctor, and some insurances you have to find your own. So, I mean, just do research. That's the best way to find a good doctor. Do research. Make sure you're doing your reviews. Make sure you're asking people. Make sure, you know, you're looking on a real stuff if you're getting plastic surgery. Just make sure you're checking out all your resources before you choose your doctor. How long after weight loss surgery should I wait to get a paniculectomy? So I didn't get my paniculectomy until about 1.5 years. They say wait at least, I think, at least 1.5 years to 2 years before you get any additional surgeries or get pregnant, because you're still going to be losing weight and you're still going to be going through the transitions and the changes that whole entire 1.5 years. So I would recommend 1.5 to 2 years. Will the paniculectomy have tightening of the muscle? No. Paniculectomy and tummy tuck are two different things. Paniculectomy does not tighten the muscles, so they don't do any of the repairing of the diastasis or anything like that. There's none of that. It's just simply removing the skin. So there is no muscle repair. However, a lot of insurances will do fee for service, I think is what it's called. And basically where you can pay additional for your insurance to cover like the muscle repair if you want to go that way. Kaiser Permanente, at least in the Northern Virginia state, eastern side, does not offer that. We don't do fee for service, so I couldn't have that, or else obviously I would have asked for it. But no, I couldn't have that. Do they do lipo with a paniculectomy? No, they don't do lipo with a paniculectomy. Lipo and the muscle repair and all that is considered cosmetic surgery, whereas a paniculectomy, vertical sleeve gastrectomy, is considered a medically necessary surgery. So there's a difference, and you can't get insurance to cover cosmetic procedures. And then the last question I have is, what about your legs and arms? As far as like getting insurance to cover it, I don't know specifically if insurance will cover legs and arms. I would assume possibly if you had weight loss surgery and your arms are really, really bad, and you can prove that it's bothering you, and you can prove like all of the rashes and stuff that you're supposed to that you have to prove with your paniculectomy, then I would assume they would probably cover it. But again, I would recommend you calling the insurance company and asking them yourself, because I don't know for sure. This is all the questions that I've had that I could find that was asked over the years. If there's anything in this video that I did not touch for you or I didn't answer, please leave me a comment below, and I will be more than happy to answer those questions for you. I do have a surgery page that I'm making on Instagram, as well as a BBL support group on Facebook that I have created as well. I'll leave all those links in the comments below for you if you want to, you know, join or follow, you know, the journey, get information. You're more than welcome to. But everything I talked about in this video, anything that has links, anything that has where you can follow me, I'll list it all below for you. I really hope that this video helps somebody. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and as well subscribe and hit the bell just in case you haven't. That way you always know when I post new videos, because now that, you know, I'm starting to get some things out, I'm about to have that journey as I told y'all, and I will let y'all know all about that in my next video. I hope everyone's staying safe and COVID free, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.